let me get started. So basically, since this topic about love, I started this job after retirement, very brief retirement. Just was planning just for a year, and then this is my 5th year on the job. I know it's hard not to fall in love with Penang Hill. So just let me just get started. So yeah, the first slide, what you see is basically a view of Penang Hill. And it is a very crowded place. It is a very unique place because of its proximity to the Georgetown city. It's a World Heritage City. It has its own microclimate. Basically, it's about 18 degrees to 25, 26 degrees in the daytime versus the other places at 28 to 38 degrees. This is tropical climate. It was very hot. Penang Hill started with Francis Light. So Francis Light was landed Penang on the 1700s, 1786, and then 1788 they commissioned the pathfinders up to search path to look at the hill. What you see on the right hand side, the statue of the Francis Light. So it is a very unique place, and Penang Hill has many hiking trails. Actually, it's a very favorite place for the local people, tourists. This is what you see is Monarch Trail. It's built by, created by naval officers. Major McNair. This is one of the earliest trail that we have, and still today is the least discovered hill. And at Spawner Hill, they create there are many bungalows. What you see is the bungalows with the retreat of Francis Light, with the flag post, and on the right hand side, which is one of the earliest hotel that was built on the hill, become a retreat of British officers. That was built in 1803. Before the funicular system was built, and obviously, going up the hills had to be by foot or horse carriages, and then or through the sedan chairs. You can see some of the early photos, carried by the coolies or the Indians laborers that bring the British officers up to the hill. When the hill was going to build the funicular, which started in the planning was 1897. The first attempt was a failure until in the 1910s. The British engineer came, named by Arnold Johnson, started and then was completed in 1923. The first generations, the 1923, operating till 1977, and then the second generation, 77 to 2010. So today we are into the 3rd generation of the funicular, which is actually one of the most modern funicular systems in the world, which you will see the subsequent slide. This is the one that the operating today operates at 10 meters per second, which is 36 kilometers an hour. That brings about 100 visitors up to the hill. It is a very popular place, since there's a need to create a faster, more modernized funicular systems. This to say that Penang Hill today has actually been modernized. Some of the oldest bungalow that you see in the Sir Francis Light Bel Retiro is Spanish retreat. Today it becomes the governor's bungalow. This was a site that the first bungalow or first retreat for the Sir Francis Light, and to today we are still doing keeping it. There are many other bungalows. On the left side is the Craig Hotel, which was built in the 19th centuries by the Sakis brothers. It's called the Craig Hotel. It was operating until the Second World War, and it becomes a very popular film set for the British Indian series. Penang Hill Corporation has been doing a lot of conservation projects. One of the first ones that we did in 2017 was a hillside bungalow. It was meant for British officer then. That was built in 19th centuries and 18th and 19th centuries. Today it's turned into family lodges with a very beautiful interior designs. The second conservation project that was built on the hill, which is called Edge Cliff. This will be the museum, visitor centers, as well as the education centers. It has one of the most beautiful view on Georgetown City. So it's on the rooftop of the Edge Cliff bungalow. Subsequent slide that you can see is a very nice interior, which is we intend to build. Penang Hill, the gallery at Edge Cliff. This will be the place that we hope to nurture interest on Penang Hill, the interest on its biodiversity, and also the funicular engineering, hopefully to nurture students and have the interest in science and engineering. Suffice to say that Penang Hill has its elevation of about 800 meters average. It's a conglomerate of 6 hills. He has one of the best spots for sunrise and sunset view. from different angles. What you can see is the oceans and towards the Straits of Malacca towards the mainland. Penang Hill, obviously, we don't have tigers, but we do have a very rich flora and fauna. Dusky-leaved monkey is one of the iconic animals on the hill, and also endemic, many endemic plants. What you see here is the slipper orchids, which is the still today on the hill that we have, and then vampire crab, giant squirrel, of course. Not to forget about, we have a lot of variety of snakes too, including cobras. This is a tropical rainforest. Obviously we have many different types of snakes. Penang Hill, as we had landslides in 2017, and the slide is just that the community just love Penang Hill. Community working together to do emergency recovery work. We had more than 319 landslides on the hill. Back 170 years ago, 1847, we have also major landslides. So until today, we're still doing lots of recovery work, restorations, rebuilding, rehabilitation, rebuilding. So we basically rebuild a lot of the bypaths, a lot of the hiking trails. Today, we have a lot of visitors, many visitors actually back to Penang Hill. This is just a view on the New Year's Eve that was taken in the December 2019. It's a beautiful shot under the very, very cool climate, especially the evening, which is somewhere about 18 to 22 degrees. Thank you.